It is midweek as we are continuing to our journey to 2026 racing coming through from KZN, and it is on the polytrack of Hollywood Bets Grave. We have a 7-race program. Please take note, 7 races. That'll mean that the Bipot and the PA will start simultaneously in race number 1, which is off at 13:20. Without further ado, let's get to our analyst. Smallish fields, but I'm sure he will confirm that there are 1 or 2 very competitive cards. And that is looking at a Welcome to Hollywood Gravel Open Maiden. It's off at 13:20. It is looking at a very, very short price favorite who is going to be the one to beat, I do believe, with that gradual improvement that is coming on with each of its 3 runs. That's Matthew and Mike de Kock Charge strutting. That is number 9, who is a very, very short. Let's just have a look at what our sponsors Betway have priced up strutting at, and that is 13:20. Rival is the 2 Harper at 100-3, and then it is 100-30 rather. Then it's 6-1 and better bar those. Harper now 2. The blinkers have been removed, and it's a great opportunity to wish you all the very best for 2026, Glenn.
Good morning, Cecil. Thank you very much. And since we haven't been on the air for a while, I'd like to wish all racegoers and viewers everything of the best. All happy New Year and happy punting in 2026.
We look forward to it. And we look
forward...
Thank you so much.
Sorry?
No, we look forward to your input. Carry on. Sorry, Len.
Okay, well, as you said, it's a 7-race program. So everything starts off in the first, the Bipot and the place accumulator. And here we've got number 9 strutting, odds on at 6-10. She's improving with every run. And against a field of this caliber, I honestly think that she's a penalty kick today. The 2-horse Harper looks to be the next best for Exactus, but I cannot see strutting losing today.
I see you banking on the Bipot, and you've also bookended with the 2 as a banker at the back and the PA. We start off with that banker, and the 2 in the penultimate leg, race 6, is also a banker, and that would be the Circumcambendibus in the colours of Greg Ports. The PA and the Bipot, once again, please be reminded, start together in race 1 at 1:20. All right, so we move on to race number 2, the first leg of the Pick 6. Race number 2 is the Race Coast Bright Future for SA Horse Racing C Stakes, and it's over the 1,400 meters. A couple of form updates I think you need to get hold of. The 2 Ibuto was a runner recently on the 31st of December on the polytrack over course and distance, which is 1,400 meters. Finished at 4th, and that was just 1.15 lengths behind El Rey VN. In the same race was the stable companion Winter Waves, number 4 in race 2. That finished 6th, again not too far off, 1.70 lengths behind El Rey VN. As a result, the 3 Ubuto is your favorite. Keegan DeMiller gets the ride, 5-2. The 5 Ultra Quick was at 14-5. Number 4 Winter Waves, 3-1. Then you've got the 2 Rafiki at 5-1, 9-1, and better bar those. Now, Len, this is a SA Horse Racing C Stakes. It's over the 1,400 meters. Whilst it's a small field of 7, you could make a case for a few here. Let's hear what how you see the race unfolding.
Cecil, on form, there's very little separating Ibuto, Winter Waves, and Ultra Quick. So all 3 must go into the Pick 6. But if I had to side with anything, I'd side with the 5-horse Ultra Quick because he's enjoying a 7-kilogram pull in the weights against the other 2. But as I say, all 3 should go in.
All 3, 3, 4, 5, 5 being the marginal selection, as confirmed in that Pick 6, which has an outlay of 3,360 Rand. And just to confirm that your favorite is the 3 Ibuto at 5-2, 11-4. Number 5 Ultra Quick. Off time to race 2 is 5 minutes to 2. What was a small field of 8 runners has now been reduced to 6 runners. Race number 3, the first leg of the first jackpot. Those scratchings being the 1 Gotta Go Eddie and the 8 Imperial Power. Gotta Go Eddie and Imperial Power out of race number 3, leaving the favoritism and a worthy favorite, I do believe, quite short, and that is the 3 Isvavane in the colors of the Hollywood. That will be Keegan DeMello getting the rider for Peter Muscat, and that is at 5-4. Number 2, Sundance Kid from an informed stable of Wendy Whitehead is bracketed at 9-2 with numbers 8 Imperial Power and the 4 Eventador. That is the 3 horses at 9-2. My apologies once again. The 8 is the runner. The 7 is the second of those scratchings. So do apologize. 1 and 7 are scratched. The 8 is a definite runner, one of 3 runners at 9-2. Then I'm sure when you heard me going through the scratchings, you were asking yourself, what's happened to Imperial Power? It's meant to be 1 and 7. Gotta Go Eddie and 6 Hot Sticks that are both scratched in race number 3. How are we going about it? As Isivabana looks a very hard horse to beat, down in class. Met stiffer last time out over the 1600.
Yes, Cecil, it's it's a very small field, but a very competitive field, and I think any one of the 6 runners could win on their day. But yes, you touched on, as far as I'm concerned, the right horse in the race is Vivani. His form is there. He's got Keegan DeMello, our international jockey, aboard, and he is going to be the one to beat. But in saying that, I do think that it's with a small field like this, you could get something that pops up and comes through and causes a bit of an upset. But certainly, Isivavani the one to beat.
Yes, indeed. So just to confirm, scratchings 1 and 7 in race 3. And the horse that I erroneously alluded to as being the second scratching, the 8, could easily pop up and come through and win now that I've put the markers on it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8, the numbers to that first leg for Len. And banker the 2 in that last leg. 336 Rand. You've got to be on by 2:30 to that first leg of the jackpot race 3. We're at halfway point in the 7-race program that is due to come through from Hollywood Bets Greyville. That is on the Polytrack this afternoon. And that is with the running of race number 4, where we can definitely confirm that numbers 4, Alvernia Princess, and number 9, Summer Winter, are both scratched. So that leaves us a field of 7 to face up for race number 4. And now, as far as favoritism is concerned, now a recent maiden winner is vying for that favoritism, and that is from the Hurston stable, and that is Malshana Moo, who won that maiden so convincingly last time out. And currently looking at the betting, you are looking at around a 5-2 about Malshana Moo to continue on that winning trend. Number 8, Call Me Jane, is at 14-5. It's 5-1 and better bar those. A class 4, and we drop right down to 1,000 meters, Mr. Mayu. 7 runners to face up. What sort of a chance do you give the recently non-maiden, and that is Malshana Moo?
Yeah, Cecil. To me, it looks like to be an open fillies event. My narrow first choice would be the one horse, Malshana Moo, recently shed a maiden over the course and distance, and she does have scope for a lot of improvement. But if you look at it, she's giving 3 kilos to a filly like Prankster, who's a hard knocker, and she's a 4-time winner. So you can't ignore her. There's a couple of others there. Call Me Jane must have a big chance. So for me, it's more open than just the one. I'm very reluctant to go for a horse that's just recently won a maiden and expect her to follow up. But she certainly could, as she loves the Polly.
Okay, so it's the field not taking chances in that first leg of the second jackpot, and that is off at 3:05. We've got that banker once again coming up in leg 3, which will be race number 6, and that is the 2. The outlay there is 504, and 3:05 is the start to race 4. We stay over the distance of 1,000 meters for race number 5. A last chance to get involved in a pick 3 at our meeting at Hollywood Bets Greyville on the Poly this afternoon, and that is off at 20-4. Let's update you on a couple of form updates that come from the same race as the 1 and the 6. Both ran behind the Ultimo, and now the 1, Capellino, that finished 4th. But do take note, just 0.75 lengths behind, 3/4 of a length behind Ultimo, and that was on the 31st of December. And further back was the 6 Purple Powerhouse at 10th, and that was 4.55 lengths again behind Ultimo. Now, as far as favoritism goes, this tells the story of Barry de Grand is at 9-2. That is Robbie Hill and Craig Zaki. Grand Force is at 5-1. It is a 5-1 about the one Capellino. It is 5-1 about the 6 Purple Powerhouse, and 6-1 and a better bar those. Now, this is one of two fields on the card that has 11 runners, making them the two biggest fields on the card this afternoon. No scratchings come through, just those two form updates. Let's cross over to Len. And a 9-2 Barry de Grant. Wide draw to overcome, but of course you got the man who is in red hot form right now, Craig Zaki, to negotiate that wide draw. How do you see the race itself? You got Trafalgar Square. Has that still got it to win a race like this?
Cecil, yes, it is possible that the old man can pop up in a field of this caliber. To me, this is the hardest race on the card, and anything is possible here. I'll side with the one horse, Capellino. He's from a very hot stable at the moment. Wendy Whitehead is in devastating form. He's won, both of his wins have come via this course and distance, so he must be a big runner, and he's holding form well. So if I had to choose one, it will be Capellino, but anything in my eyes can win this race.
Okay, so that is the race number 5 again. A very open affair, and there it is, a single float, the 1, Capellino, as pointed out by Len, with a 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, and a 10 in that field. That is your trifecta, hoping that the roughies do come through in second and third, or at least a win. But the one's definitely in that first 3. 90 Rand is the outlay, and that is the start of the last pick 3, off at 20-4. Okay, so talking about exotics, the last chance to get involved in a double this afternoon in KZN as we continue our racing at Hollywood Bets. Greyville itself at 20 past 4 rather, with race 6. Step up slightly in distance to 1,200 meters. No form updates to update you on. Looking at the favoritism, it is with Circumbendibus. That is the 2 you've seen. Bank it everywhere by Len and all at exotics. In fact, a bit of value this morning. Last night was at evens, is now at 6-5. The much travelled 8 Good Travellers at 9-2. The 3 Umvelelo is at 5-1. 11-2 is the 6 Buttercup Baby. It's 9-1 and a better bar those. So it was evens last night, Len. Now at 6-5, Circumbendus certainly has enjoyed its time in the province. Has had 3 runs at Greyville, 2 on the turf. Back to the poly this afternoon, where it won penultimately. And hopefully the confidence is well-founded there for Circumbendibus.
Yes, I think so, Cecil. I think he's proved himself. To me, he looks the other standout bet on the day. He's pulverized his opposition in his last 2 starts at Greyville, once on the turf and once on the poly surface. So the surface makes absolutely no difference to him. And I don't think he's going to stop winning races here. Obviously, Mvelelo has the form as well. I mean, he's won his last 3. He's got to be respected, but I'm strong in the camp of Circumbendibus to score his 3rd win in a row.
Open and shut case, that is Circumbendibus. That sees the Glenn Costin team up with Cole Dicken and a host of owners Circumbendibus. They're looking to continue what has been a good run in KZN. So that exacta suggests that you bank at the 2 by the 3 in the next race, race 7. Unfortunately, that is now going to be, the 3 is Blind Speed, and is a field that's now reduced to just 10 runners. We'll touch on that shortly. Well, I did suggest that there was a scratching in a race number 7. And in fact, it is going to be 2 scratchings, because an important scratching has come through this morning, and that is Copacabana, added to a scratching overnight, and that was Bella Valentina. So you're now down to 9 runners for this Bright Future Class 5 over the 1,400 meters. And looking at the current favoritism, it is with the 3 Blind Speed at 33-10. 7-2 is number 4 Furtano. And then the 11 Izubulo is at 5-1. 11-2 is the 10 Amafort. And then the 7 Fate Decree, that is at 7-1. 9-1 is the 8. And that is Mystic Rouge at 10-1 and a better bar those. Well, Copacabana, off that good win last time out, will not be looking to make it back-to-back, because it has been scratched as a 9 Bella Valentina. Was Copacabana going to be up there in your selections, or you had some value for us in race number 7, Mr. Mayu?
Cecil, unfortunately, she was scratched this morning, which threw my perms out, and I had to redo them because I would have taken a chance and bankered her again. I mean, she's in such good form. But anyway, she's out the race, and it's made the race very, very wide open. I do, however, like the number 1 horse quite a lot, Nautical Landing. She's back to her best course and distance. She's a strong front runner, and if she gets a soft lead, they're going to have to gallop to get to her. So I've decided to go for her as the rover in the trifecta.
We love your value bets, and this one certainly falls into that category. Adjusted into 10-1. You could have got 13-1 last night. That is your roving banker, Nautical Landing, Mike Miller and Tristan Gordon. Draw 1. 3 runs over course and distance for a win and 2 thirds. That is the preview to a very short and very brief meeting of 7 races, but I'm sure what we lack in quantity, we will certainly get in quality as far as competitiveness is concerned. Thanks so much to Len Mayhew for his thoughts for Greyville today.